Made everybody a copy, so.
You could, approach your document, to the end of this, verify.
Make a copy.
Even the finances, you can write for them to finance.
Yeah, mayor and council. Yeah, I did the same thing. I could donate it.
She on session, this is the last time. She on 18.
She did not say anything.
But but it was,
Mike said, I'm
so we, for this, and my thing, and the pretty, you want 2%, I got a percent. Yeah. And the third page, you might work over the 30. You might work over West Fargo, that's okay.
No, we're supposed to be low. It's just a song. That's all.
Everybody got one?
Check your box and see. We've been putting stuff in out here. Just come on. Some people can't be ready. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and, start our session today, our May 2024, meeting. We would like to welcome everybody to our meeting. And as stated before, if you're not on the agenda, please refrain from speaking out. At this time, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to come together once more again to take care of our city's business, Lord God. Touch each and every one that's in here, Lord God, that we would do it to that sole purpose, Lord. We ask you in your Son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
We are standing and say the pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next we have on the agenda is to approve the minutes, special call meeting for April 19th, 2024.
I make a motion we approve the minutes for April 19th, 2024. I second.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye? Aye. All not in favor by saying no. Next, we have on the agenda, our old business is the corrective action plan. Mr. Tim Ingram is gonna elaborate on that.
In talking with Georgia EPD, there were a few things that they were looking for, in the corrective action plan that we gave y'all. I want to run through the key tasks to be accomplished, which is at the bottom of the first page. We've already reached out to the manufacturer's representative to evaluate the existing UV light system. The UV system is used to sterilize bacteria. Our last violation occurred when the plant had excessive flow. Some of the other violations it was pretty odd that we had violations because flow was 100,000 gallons a day. Plant's permitted for 750. So there's several anomalies like that with the violations we've had. So we're going to have the manufacturer come in and look at the existing UV system, look at the potential of adding another UV system to handle these increased flows, and then if that's deemed necessary, come back to council to go after funding for those additional lights, and then do whatever design requirements the EPD requires, then add for bid and have them installed. This last item 6 is initiate construction and install new filters. We have been looking at a filtration system that would help with solids and help with the BOD issues we tend to run into as a matter of additional correction. EPD their end goal is for y'all to go after funding and receive funding and update the plant based off the last sanitary survey. There's several issues there listed. We need to, as we do this, we need to run through and make sure we got everything covered. I wouldn't be surprised if you're not looking at a $5-6 million project, maybe 7. Because since then, you've had a pump station that has had some problems as of last week. And so there are at least 3 pump stations in town that need to be replaced besides the one at the treatment plant. But this correction active plan, as we've said now, should satisfy their notice of violation and give us time to go through and do the study we need and make sure we have everything in place that will satisfy EPD.
So when you say the 5, 6, 7 thousand, a million, does that include the pump stations that you're referring to?
Yes,
which
ma'am.
we already have a claim for, right?
Yes,
Okay.
well, that's one of them.
Okay.
There are 2 other ones outside of that one.
Okay.
Questions?
As far as funding, I think we were gonna go ahead on today to move forward with seeking funding.
Yes, ma'am.
So where are we on that?
Once y'all vote, we will prepare whatever engineering reports. There'll be 2, typically there are 2 documents. One's an environmental document that has to go through EPD, and the other one is actual engineering document that outlines everything that will be done, and we put a cost with it. That'll take us around 30-45 days to put together. Probably between the 2 of them, they're probably about 250 pages. I mean, it's pretty in-depth evaluation of all the environmental. And then your permit's changing. You're going from, you're moving to E. coli from fecal. And I'm not real sure if the UV is going to be the best route for that, or if we need to go back to a chlorine-based disinfection.
So would that be included in that?
Yes, ma'am, it would.
Because we really do need to get on seeking the funding as soon as possible. Do you have any other questions in reference to that? Anybody? Okay, I would ask this question also while we have Ms. Tim. The LMIG funding,
Yes, ma'am.
can you elaborate give us an update on that?
I
Because
need,
I know we've gotten it, right?
yes, ma'am, and we
And as far
need,
as we've gotten a lot of, phone calls about the holes in the road. And I know, some time ago, Mr. George and you rode around, or he rode around with someone to get the streets they had to hold?
We have a bid package together. When does the newspaper publish?
Thursday?
So so to get an ad in the paper, we'll be able to do the 30th, which is next week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we really need to go ahead and pull up these holes. Because,
When do y'all meet in July?
The first and third Mondays.
Okay,
July. Falls on a Monday, we won't be here.
July 1st is a Monday, so you'll be here the 1st?
First and third Monday.
Okay. Probably need to open bids July 1st sometime during the day, and we should be able to report. If we can't report the 1st, we can report the 15th and y'all can award it. Is that, anybody have a problem with July 1st open bids?
Anybody else have any problem?
And we'll do it at 1 o'clock?
July 1st,
Yes, ma'am, do it right after lunch,
okay. Said 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Does it have to be an official meeting, or can we just open it? like
No, we
normally
just,
do?
we'll need a couple of city representatives to open,
Say no official.
so nobody can fuss about it, and then we'll report back at the council meeting that night.
Okay. And as far as our, moving forward about the supplemental LMIG and the 24-25 LMIG, we need to come up with what we want to do with it
Yes, ma'am,
on both of them? On
correct.
both of them, okay. We did have I think we discussed it at our last meeting, in reference to the LMIG as to what do we want to do with the LMIG. Money, so you all are still contemplating on things that we need to do?
I need to know by June the 16th
June 16th?
is my deadline to have it into the state.
And that's for supplemental and 24-25 LMIG?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I would like to ask a question, Mr. Tim. What is going on with the guys putting down the pipes and supposed to be up on?
They're supposed to be back the first week of June to hit your road.
Okay, thank you. All right. Any other questions for Mr. Tim? All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ingram.
Thank you. Y'all have a good evening.
All right, you too. Next, we have on the old business, we have the second reading of the adoption of the ordinance, GMEBS retirement plan. You all have a copy of that summary to, look over that summary, and at the end of that summary, you'll see the ordinance.
Start in your box, here's an extra. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think somebody got yours.
They did, okay.
I think I give it to him.
I already have it.
Oh, you had that, well, you had that one in your box.
Okay.
We both get a word in the box.
So we have to actually go over this ordinance and read it, and we have to, adopt it. Mm-hmm.
Tonight's the deadline,
Yeah,
I believe.
tonight is the deadline,
It's the
she gotta
deadline,
fax
so
this
I say
over
we can do it.
tonight. Attorney Green basically went over the, summary, he went over it last time. This is just the basic summary that he gave to us to go over, and the ordinance is at the bottom. He touched bases on everything that he put here. everybody had a chance to read the last page.
So are they gonna waive? See if they're gonna waive. We can suspend the reading of the summary, cause we handed that out, and they can just read ordinance itself. You can just read ordinance itself, so that's fine.
So this has to be in tonight.
Mhm.
That's Attorney Green gonna say.
Well, that's what we was, talking about, we could probably just, scan it to him. Scan it to him, once we sign it, he can sign it and send it in.
I think they'll still accept it, even if we can't get them to sign it tonight, because it'll be dated and documented in the minutes that we accept it tonight, so if we have to get it done tomorrow, probably be okay, but we can try it tonight,
Even if that, I would say go ahead and send it to him.
to show that we've made
Yeah.
effort.
Okay.
Do that.
Okay, and so, we suspended the reading of the summary, because we handed you all out the summary, but we have to read the ordinance itself. And that's the last page. The ordinance reads, except as otherwise specifically required by law or by the terms of the basic plan document or adoption agreement or addendum, the rights and obligations under the plan with respect to persons whose employment with the city has terminated or who vacated office with the city for any reason whatsoever prior to the effective date of this ordinance are fixed and shall be governed by such plan, if any as it existed and was in effect at the time of such termination. Section 3, the effective date of this ordinance shall be the date of its approval by the governing authority, not earlier than the first day of the current plan year in which the plan is adopted, unless a retroactive corrective amendment is permitted under EPCRS Reverence Brock 2021-30 or subsequent updated guidance. Section 4, all ordinances and parts of the ordinances in conflict herewith are expressly repealed, and then it has were approved by the mayor, council of the city of Gordon this day, where we have to sign. Did I miss something?
On the page before, where, section 1,
Section 1, okay. We'll read section 1, an ordinance is an ordinance to amend and restate the retirement plan for the employees of the city of Gordon, Georgia, in accordance with and subject to the terms and conditions set forth in the attached adoption agreement. Any addendum to the adoption agreement, the Georgia Municipal Employees Benefit System Basic Plan Document, and the GEMS Trust Agreement, when accepted by the authorized officers of the city and GEMS, the foregoing shall constitute a contract between the city and GEMS, all as unauthorized and provided by OCGA 47-5-1. Be it ordained by the mayor and city and council of the city of Gordon, Georgia, it is hereby ordained by the authority thereof. Section 1, the retirement plan for the employees of the city of Gordon, Georgia is hereby amended and reinstated as set forth in and subject to the terms and conditions stated in the following adoption agreement. Any addendum to the adoption agreement, the Georgia Municipal Employees Benefit System, which is GEMS, basic plan documents, and the GEMS trust agreement. So,
With the statement.
yes, you vote to go ahead and adopt or adopt.
So you need a motion. I make a motion that we adopt the ordinance for the GMAM's plan.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
All not in favor by saying no. Did you- Okay. Next we have under new business, our work site application. I have here the work site application that, with Middle Georgia Facility that I've given to Attorney Green, and he has looked through it and gave me the approval to go ahead if we want to. What is this is allowing, we become a work site where we can allow students to come in and work during the summer. And I thought it was a great idea that we do that. And Middle Georgia Consortium, they pay them, not the city. We just have to supervise, what they're doing. And so he has, he gave us approval that if we want to go ahead with the work, to be a work site, for this program, that we can. So they'll allow students to come in, and I thought we really need a lot of work in the Public Works Department. That'll be a great, help in that department to, help them out, so.
What would they be allowed to do?
Like cut grass and,
They can't cut grass.
yeah, cut
They
grass.
can't, would the law, they can ride the mowers?
Mm-hmm. Whatever we allow them to
They're
do.
trained.
Mm-hmm. Whatever we allow them to do.
Is that what particular age is it? High school, what age?
High school, only high school, I think it's like 12th graders,
12th graders,
Yeah.
gotcha.
or upcoming 12th graders. Mm-hmm. Cause that's the only, from my understanding, is like through, the work-based learning program that they have. That's what they, pull from. And they, generate from 11th, 12th graders. Cause the 12th graders probably graduating and going on about their business, so it'll be mainly the 11th graders coming to 12th grade.
What time frame are you talking about? What kind of time span are you talking about?
A week, in a week,
In terms of how long will the program be?
it'll just be for the summer.
For the
Yeah,
summer?
just for the summer, the summer program.
And they take all
Yes.
the liability too, right?
40 hours.
For, well, actually with them, I think it's probably
30.
30 hours.
Okay.
They don't get a full 40, but I'll clarify that, with,
Are they covered under the city's insurance?
No.
no, it's through Middle Georgia. Mm-hmm. So
That's
it's,
why I was fixing to ask.
yeah, that's through Middle Georgia. They have all, I'm gonna give you all a copy of this packet. It has all of that in there. That they're covered under their insurance, not ours.
We need to get it to the schools, quick as possible, school out Friday.
Sure is.
Somebody interested in what you're making a little.
Well, actually, I've reached out to the counselor there that's over the work-based learning, and she, she was assuring me that they have people, but they just didn't have, in Wilkinson County, but it doesn't have any, where for them to go. So they already got the students probably lined up and just waiting for the opportunity. So,
Do we know how we determine their pay scale
We don't. Middle Georgia Consortium pays them, I think it's starting out like 12 or 13 an hour.
Okay.
Pretty good for high school.
Mhm.
Well, I make a motion that we accept the worksite application as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye, all not in favor by saying no.
One second, no.
Y'all was
Okay.
that?
Yeah, I need a little bit more information.
Okay, next we have on the new business is the sewer tap for 126 and 132 College Street. I talked with Attorney Green, I talked to Kyle Linfield, and in the beginning, when we first sent this out, it was in reference to 126 College Street, which 132 also needs the same tap. And so, after Kyle assessed, he gave us the assessment of how much it will be. It's really high. So what we've done is, we're gonna allow, our Public Works Department to go and see if they can actually find, a sewer tap that's already been there prior to us forking out money, to do it. So, as of right now, they're going out on Thursday to see, these two properties, to see if there's already a sewer there. So. Do we have any questions or
So
anything?
we saying residents were
That's
previous on this property?
Yes,
Okay.
and I'm really baffled about 126. Is that the White House, right beside the greenhouse?
Greenhouse.
It's the greenhouses, okay. That they don't have sewer.
Like he tapped into his uncle's sewer, if I'm not mistaken. They all tapped into that house that's in the front. That's
The house that's in the front,
Mhm. They tapped in together, those two houses.
which two?
The green one and the small one in the back.
This is on College Street?
Yeah, right here,
That's more like a shed back then.
Mm-hmm. But it
First house
it's not
on the
standing
right.
back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's why we're gonna get Dee to go and check and see if there's a sewer there. Get them guys to go out and check before we can move forward or do anything on this.
So we're gonna table this for now?
Yes, and until, we get an answer from the Public Works Department. Okay, can we get a motion?
The
I'll
sewer
make
tap there is, so this is resident on College Street, the greenhouse, you said.
Mhm.
Who owns it, probably?
Oh, the Simmons owns it now.
It's
Oh,
old
the
LaFond house, you know
Yeah.
Jack LaFond? I think it's one of those.
I think I know it.
He
He used to work for
remember.
the
The
city
house
years
was the one
ago.
on the right.
Mhm.
Right here.
And that's
That's why-
126? Little Fontaine House is one?
I believe that's right.
Now what's 132?
That's Rodney's storage building.
Okay.
Town.
Did you ever go to planning and zoning on yours? I know last year we were discussing it, but did you ever go before the planning and
I
zoning
gave,
board?
I gave it to, Ms. Robinson. They did it.
The code enforcer's over the planning and
She's
zoning?
in the
Okay, so we're gonna table this until when?
Till the next
Until we
meeting.
find out, yeah, what it is. Okay. Can I get a
We're
motion?
gonna readdress this.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, it needs to come back
Once
over
he
the
find, once he give us the findings, once we go on the properties.
We have a tentative date when we'll be able to.
Thursday.
Thursday.
And also, with that property on 126, Mr. Simmons was supposed to bring something, stating that, giving us permission to go on that property. He did?
He did, and I turned up Jim Brady, he said it's not worth the paper it's written on, you can't do that. So I don't know where you wanna go from there, so he said it's not worth the paper it's written on,
What?
what Mr. Simmons told me that.
What did he wrote? What did he?
He just said, I, Eddie Simmons, give the city of Gorham permission to dig on my property at 126 College Street and sign and date it.
Well, all he
And
would
he
do
said
is,
this property, this document's no good, so that's what Jim said.
with him giving us permission to
He
get
said
it,
it's
well,
no
he
good.
doesn't,
Well,
he needs to get it probably notarized,
Well,
that's fine. He
no,
can
it's
go.
not that, he said it's not good, you got to have right of ways, you gotta have permission showing the right of ways and all that stuff, but Jim said this would not suffice.
So how we gonna check is it
Um,
gonna be sued?
You can ask Jim, I mean, I don't
Yeah, I'll
think
ask
it's
him.
great details, but this is not, you gotta have more information, cause you're dealing with people's right of ways and private property. You can't just have a little online sentence like that, I asked him,
If you get it notarized, it's in.
Notarized
I'll
is not
speak with,
a problem.
I'll speak with him.
it's got enough information.
I'll speak with him.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
all
yeah,
right.
permission, so-
I'll speak with him.
yeah,
It's
but,
probably these permissions then.
Yeah, that's.
He said that right there will not
But we'll,
suffice.
we'll actually, we'll speak with Attorney Green and get clarity on that, because, so, can we get a motion?
I make a motion, we table it to the next meeting.
That's second.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye? All not in favor by saying no? Okay. Next, we have Chief Hall about job opening.
Yeah, about some employee, trying to hire an employee. I know that all y'all know, since January, it's been, the whole month of January, all the way to now, it's been 5 months. The 3 people we have now is overworked. They don't have what you would call a steady schedule. I have some part-time, one's not working. There's 3 part-time, one's not working, one is quitting next week, and I only have 1 part-time left. Candidates that's been inquiring on some of the job sites that we advertise for, none of them are certified, not the first one of them. I do have one that was qualified, that was certified police officer. The only problem with it is that he just started and he just got certified in December, been out policing since this December. They signed a contract. If I send somebody to school, it's a mandate now, they'll do like a 2-year or 3-year contract. It depends on what the city chooses. That means they got to work with you for the 2 or 3 years. If they leave, then they held responsible for the money that they owe us, and it's prorated by the months that go by. So right now, I have one, and it's basically what it was. The school is basically based off of is free if we send them. The training is. What costs money is when you hire that person, the day they start, on their first hiring day, you gotta bring them in. They getting paid $19.06 an hour. It's gonna take 3 months to get them in the school registered and get them into the class. Once they get into the mandate class, then it's gonna take another 3 months before they complete. And then after that, you're gonna have probably 4-6 months of training on top of that. We're extremely short-handed. With good chance we may be down to 2 officers by the end of sometime in June.
Okay, so this guy that you're referring to, the candidate that we have, he, you're saying that he just graduated in December, so there is a fee.
There's it's
How
a
much
large
is that?
fee.
How much is it?
It's $10,000 is what we got to pay. I mean, what anybody would have to pay to take him. He lives in Jessup, down outside of Savannah. He's trying to move back up this way because his wife is pregnant and she wants to move back to Milledgeville. He's seen our job offering and asked, put in online for it. The only thing about it, it's $900 a month now just to place the ads, and that's not in the paper. It's higher if you put it in the paper, but it's all, and we've already done this once already. 30 days and, through social media on all the search engines for all the job sites. Indeed, I mean, I've got them all over the place. We even got them on free search engines for jobs. We can't find anybody. I mean, we're gonna be in dire need. If we get down to 2 officers, we're gonna be in dire need because the sheriff's department, they are short-handed too. And it's gonna be hard for them to manage their calls and come in and manage our calls too at the same time. Because if I send somebody to school, like I say, it's going 3 months of paying them to hang around the office to learn the ropes of what's going on. It's going to take 3 months of training through post. That's altogether 6 months. So you looking possibly around $15,000 that's going to cost to train an officer if you take him to Strauss Street and send him in. I mean, I'm not having any luck.
So you're basically saying, the ratio is 10,000 if we get this guy that's already trained, that we would have to pay 10,000.
Plus, if we did that, I'm not saying we're doing that, but what I'm saying, if we did that, once we get him, we can put a 2-year contract on him. And after 2 years, if he's gonna be here for 2 years. If not, he's going to have to pay to leave. Another agent's going to have to pay, or either he's going to have to pay. So that's the state law they come up with quite a few years ago, because so many people's going to mandate and leaving. They go to one agency and they get hired there, and then they leave and go to another agency. Well, this agency here is in the hole, so the state, they come up, hey, we got to mandate a new law in, so that's what they done. So now you can't just, I hire somebody and send them to school, and they leave, and we in the hole. So somebody's got to pay, and actually it's the person who's responsible, either the agency that's responsible for paying. I mean,
that $10,000 is reference to what again?
To his training, the hours that he was paid per hour for the whole time he was going through class, from the time he got hired to the time he went to the time he graduated from class. That's hotel fees, motel fees can be added into it, mileage can be added into it, meals can be added into it. If he's being housed at a certain distance from their location and he can't drive back and forth, the mileage could be too far. But all that adds up. But I mean, somebody else is gonna pick him up, is the bottom line.
So is this a new candidate that just recently graduated? Or?
He graduated in December.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Versus what you're saying, if we do have someone that's coming in that's not certified or anything, we have to send them through that training. That could be like 15,000 or more, right?
that's what it's gonna cost us to pay his salary
Versus the 10,000.
versus the 10,000. I mean, there's something, we got to have some relief somewhere. I mean, we really do. Cause, like I say, one of my other officers, he's got a proposition for a state job and making more money than what we're making.
Okay.
And we get down to 2 people, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad. And once 2 people go to working, you're probably gonna have another person. You're gonna have another one. It's gonna be 1 person. Because I mean, 2 people just can't keep running. 3 people just can't keep running.
So the $15,000 that you suggest, that you talking about taking a uncertified officer.
Yeah, if I hire you off the street and I say, okay, I'm gonna hire you. All right, I hire you. Now you employ me in the city. Now I got to get you in the mandate.
Yes.
It takes 2 to 3 to 4 months to get you in the mandate.
Right.
There's a lot of paperwork you got to do. Then they got to accept you in because there's always a lot of people going through mandate.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2 to 3 months waiting to go. I mean, it'll be 3 to 4 months waiting to go in the mandate, and it'll be 3 months full mandate. It's 12 weeks.
And that's when you're getting 15.
That's about, I mean, that's just breaking that up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably more than that,
I understand that's what you got your basic timeline based on that, and that's the cost.
because you make it 30-something, say like, if we start them out at 36,000 a year, so, you know, it's gonna be more than 15,000 for
Gotcha.
6 months.
The question is that, given that option there, the 15,000, when will the person's actual time begin with the city as far as him being locked in, so to say, to be employed with the city?
It'll be from the day you got hired.
All right,
So we talking 6 months estimated time when he or she is trained and ready and certified.
Correct.
So,
So you're looking at 6 months of a pay period that he's gonna be
Getting-
drawing money and not being a police at the
right,
time.
understand. That's what it fits in. All right, so,
But it's probably actually, if you ring it up, it's probably more than that.
understand. Understand. The question is, but you got vacancies in your department, correct?
Got I got two of them right now.
And those, it's cost, but that's still, that position's already budgeted in the
That
department.
position's already budgeted.
So right now-
I have 5 positions budgeted.
Right. So in actuality, right now, how long have the vacancies you've been waiting to fill those positions?
5 months.
So we talking about the same time span?
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Okay,
This
you
probably gonna go on another 5 or 6 or 7 months
Yes, but with no employees.
with no employees.
Right. So why not open it up to take this candidate in, someone off the street? Now, it's an option. I think we addressed this last time. Why not offer both candidates the option to you can get 2 officers? What I'm saying, if you got someone off the street that wants to be an officer, go ahead and send them to mandate. We won't be wasting time, or
Well,
we can perhaps get the
What
individual.
I'd like to do first is get somebody that's working first
Yeah.
and take that 6 months off the other officers that's already been working 5 months. It's gonna be a year,
I
a
do-
whole year go by. We're gonna lose more and more officers without getting somebody in. And I wanna hire one person already certified, and then if I get one person certified, I can pick somebody that's not certified and send them to mandate.
Yeah, I think that's what he was saying, Chief. Why don't you get both of
No,
them?
why don't you
That's
get
what he
both?
was saying.
That's my question. Why don't you get them both?
It depends on what I'm looking at. I mean, who I'm looking at. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, but still, you got that budgeted in. It's a line. It's budgeted.
I want to get them both, but I want to get one that's certified now to take relief. I want a police officer that's already a police officer, and then hire somebody and send them straight on to school.
I understand.
I want to do both of them,
I mean, my question is there again.
but I prefer to hire 2 that's already certified. But if I get one certified and I'm not getting no more certified, I want somebody that really wants to be a police officer, and I send them on and get them.
Chief, how long are we gonna wait?
What do you mean? How long we gonna wait
You-
before I send somebody to
We
mandate?
had applications out for 5 months.
Yeah, we have nobody certified for 5 months.
Open up to the individual that wants to be that uncertified officer.
Yeah.
In this time frame, he could probably already could been filled that gap and been ready to go on the road. You see, and then look by chance, you had this new officer that came from, you said, the down south area. Then that would have been 2 officers. But so what it's doing is costing us by waiting.
That's-
So you know what I'm saying is that
It's a whole lot easier if you sit there and talk about it and actually be in a position to get it done.
No, I'm not saying it. No, I'm not saying it's easy. I understand the challenge of hiring. I'm not saying
I know.
it's not easy to talk about. This is just straight logistics. This is no easy conversation. I understand the difficulty of people actually in trying to be employed, how difficult it is, especially being police officers. I do understand that. But you look at what's already passed, the time frame that already passed, we're talking about 5 months.
But my goal is get 2 people already certified. Before, it was so easy to get done. Now it is not. It's every agency around here, Wilson County, all the way around,
Okay, we're giving
is
that.
short.
Given that fact, it's even more important to find someone that wants or willing to be a police officer.
That it would be. But it's easier to start off with. I mean, you got to start somewhere. And I started straight out, hey, we're trying to find somebody already certified, ready to go. It's not going to cost the city no extra money. It's not going to cost nothing. Go straight in, help out everybody here. But yeah, my goal is now is hiring a full-time that's already certified. And if I can't find nobody else, within a week or 2 or whatever, I'll open it up to the general public and try to draw somebody in.
But the candidates that you said you already have in, they're not certified, right? So you already got some candidates.
I got quite a few of them, and I've even told them.
Okay.
But I mean, I want to get it. I like to have a full staff.
How many vacancies do you have?
2
2 vacancies.
right now.
How long have those vacancies been in existence?
There's 5 months
So,
since the very first of January. The whole month, January, February, March, April, and now the whole month of May.
So how much it gonna cost us to get the guy out of just?
It'd be 10. I mean, I'm not saying I'm hiring him.
I'm
And
just
I'm not
saying,
grabbing
if we do-
but I like to interview him, and actually we have an interview set tomorrow. If it's 9 o'clock, it'd be way better if we could do it at 9.
That's fine.
Can't be here now.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna hire him. I'm not planning on, I wanna clear this up before we go a step farther and calling him and letting him drive all the way up here for an interview, and then I say, you know what, man? We're not gonna pay it. The city's not paying it. But no matter which way you look at it, when you hire somebody, it's gonna cost us that salary to hire one person.
Yeah, absolutely, but that money.
And then if I get another person in, I can find somebody a whole lot quicker within 2 weeks and have them employed with the city and ready to be sent to the mandate.
And therefore, if you hire this potential candidate on tomorrow, and it costs the city $10,000, we're still protected by that tenure, about him having to commit to the 2 years. Is that correct?
That's correct. We'll do a contract.
Right, so,
For 2 years?
And it'd have to be a written contract, not a verbal contract, but we'd have something written saying that he's here for 2 years. There, it's mandated, it's for 2 years, but no less than 2 years, but some of the other agencies, they go 3 years. I don't know why, but some do. But we've got to have help, because I've got quite a few candidates for just people that's not certified. I got a lot, really. But I had stated plainly, must already be a police officer now to apply for this position. And hiring 2 people straight out and sending them on to school, it's like when they both get out, you still want to put them with somebody for at least another 3 weeks and ride the roads and show them the road. So if you had 2 people, it's still, you still had another month onto it just about by that.
But you still have that one, right?
With one, I
You
could-
have that one that has already been to training, and you don't have to go through that, right?
But with one that I send to school, that's correct. But one I send to school, when he gets out, they'll already be full working, and one can sit there, he can work with the other one, and the shift still runs, the shift runs perfect. Because Sheriff's Department, the chief deputy, he wasn't fond at all, because I told him we may need to have some help from him, when this first happened. He's like, man, I can't help you. You got to run your own job. You got to run your own city. We're not here to run it. I said, well, y'all run McIntyre. Y'all help McIntyre. I said, we need your help. We'll have to have it.
Okay.
But
Basically, Chief, you want to get the okay before you move.
I want to get the
your
okay
options.
for the 10. And that's not a promise saying that I'm going to hire this individual, but I like to get something going.
And let me ask you this: have you already been through this before? Do y'all have a contract? Has a contract?
We never had this before. We never had this problem before. Never in our life. I've been here 37 years and never had this problem. Usually, if I have somebody that's out, somebody leaves, it's filled within 4 weeks.
Oh, it's true.
Because there's always at least 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 people wanting to work.
Well, I tell you, it's not.
And it's
just,
not here.
It's not just in
It's
St.
everywhere.
Louis, it's
It's the
everywhere.
whole
Yeah,
country.
it is. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what he's wanting to know.
I mean,
I make a motion to approve it because something's gotta give, and, I know there's other guys, down there they stressed out now. So I make a motion to approve the buyout on the contract for that individual, so that we can at least put it on the table for that individual
If we decide to hire.
if we decide to hire them. At least that's the enticement that, hey, look, you don't have to worry about this, we're gonna take care of it if you come to work for us and work your contract with us.
I approve that. I don't see no issue with that because it's the same scale that we was talking about the manager of the public works.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. It's a different era today. But we are protected. It's not lost revenue.
You're right.
So we are protected. I definitely approve that. I don't see no issue with that.
In that motion, you put, two-year
Well,
contract.
you know,
That would be, I'm assuming that would be, we have to make that motion with the protective clause.
Yeah, exactly.
well, I would probably say a 2-year working contract because it's not gonna be fair to that individual if he comes in already mandated and everything, and the new person who's not mandated,
He don't want to contract.
He'll be on the
He will be
contract.
under,
I
yeah,
realize that. What I'm saying is if he's on a 2-year contract, but 6 months of it is schooling that's in the contract, then he really, in 6 months, he really ain't been on the road working for
no,
us.
that's right.
But still,
What I'm saying is after his schooling, the 2-year contract would start. That way we
This,
get,
the way the law states, it starts from the, that's where it comes from, is from your schooling, from the
well,
time you
if
hire
other
till after.
municipalities can make theirs 3 years, I don't know why we couldn't make ours 2.5.
You could probably make
To
it do
let that person, if we're gonna fund the money for 6 months,
But after
them
6
to get-
months, it's prorated, then it'd be 2 years, and after 6 months, it'd be a year and a half, another 6 months would be a year. Yes, two and a half years would be great.
that way, that person being untrained is basically signing the same contract as the one who is already trained coming in signing a 2-year contract.
Yeah, but you know, that's kind of fuzzy, because the mere fact that you put a 6-month time span on it, but that in actuality, training is only 3 months. You see, well, he was saying that there's a vacancy, there may be 3 months time to fill the job.
Well, that's
So if
payroll.
we're gonna do it, we need to make it across the board, whichever way we do it, just makes it across the board, regardless of who we hire. Just makes it consistent, because you're getting into a lot of different, jargon here, trying to say, oh, you got a 2.5 month contract, you got a 2-year contract, make it standard. You know,
Well, it
because,
is.
and right now, I
Yeah,
don't,
you can make
It
it standard
is a
either way
2
you
year
want.
from
You
the
make it
time
2
they start
years,
working.
2.5, or 3 years, however you wanna do it.
what I'm saying on both.
But
contracts.
mine, I mean, I would say a 2-year or 2.5 year, because that's what we actually picking up, is 2.5 year contract. We invested 2.5 years in him, that'd be a great thing.
So what I'm saying, stay consistent with both,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
So you're gonna bring the, motion to put 2.5 years.
Yeah, I make a motion for a 2.5-year contract on the buyout. Y'all work out enough.
Can we get a second?
Oh, no, it's-
Oh, the second, any
Yeah, I second.
discussion? Okay,
Yes, I
any,
second.
any discussion? All in favor by saying aye,
Uh,
all not in favor by saying no.
Thank y'all so much.
Okay, next we'll start our, committee reports. We have Main Street Gordon.
I didn't go to the meeting there. Did you attend the meeting?
Can
You mind if you give
report
one?
on it?
We worked on the Fall Line Festival, assigning people jobs to do for that and getting ready for the fair. And plus, we're having a market day, also coming
June
up.
1st, right?
Mhm.
You know what time you're gonna? You know what time it's gonna be?
10 to 2.
10 to 2 or something like
10 to
that
3, I think that, like,
on the ground.
Yes.
okay,
Thank you, Ms. Terry. That's all I got from Main Street.
okay. So next we have public safety, basically.
Yes, sir, public safety.
About public safety, any more about public safety? Anything
Yeah,
else?
one quick question. You said the interview gonna be at 9?
9.
Okay.
Yeah, we picked up a stolen car this morning.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lookout come out of Macon. Flock cameras caught it. It was stolen yesterday, and it come, through the highway, and flock camera caught it, and they called, county. The detectives in Macon called the county, and, county get a lookout, and by the time they get a lookout, I like, this car was long gone from here, but I rode through, Prairie Summit, and it was parked out there. We retrieved it. It was 2 individuals that got out and parked the car, got out, sat on a bench, a red truck come through with fiberglass camper shell on it, painted that red truck. Two boys got in the truck and drove off, so I've never seen the truck before.
Hmm. Wow. Next we have sanitation.
Nothing to report.
That's good on sanitation. Next we have streets.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to know, when are we going to put these street signs up? They say we have them, so when are they gonna put them up? Because just about every day I go to town, everybody telling me about a street that don't have a sign. When are they going up?
Do we have them, though?
I know we short, but is there any time that they could put up some of them, to let them know they trying? I'm
That's
just trying to
out
put them up if they let me. I sure
I
will.
guess.
But do we have them though?
Mike said that we have some signs. He asked you to come in here, please.
I'm waiting on him. I've had a lot of complaints on the water leak down there at the funeral home too. It's been ongoing for a long time. Mr. Roundtree's been complaining about it. He said the road's gonna fall in.
At the funeral home, which one?
It's on the main road down here. It's been leaking for a while.
Mr. Mike.
Ma'am.
Excuse me, Chief Hall. Do you still have the signs? You said you all had some signs one time, the street signs. Do you still have some?
No, I don't have street signs. I don't.
Okay.
The Public Works one had a bunch of street signs down through there.
I mean, with the names on them or what the street.
You know,
what
I
the
don't,
street
I
is?
have no idea. I've
I
turned in the
know
list,
that we
I've
have-
turned in the list a couple times, cause we went through and, I went through and got a lot of, every list there was, every street, and turned the list in, and I also turned the
That was
list in
around the
on,
time you had something, your family came in.
On some
Yeah,
others.
they went on the wrong road. Well, where do the signs come from?
Public Works.
Okay, so Public Works got the signs.
they have to order them probably, because they order them every so often, and
Well, I'll just check with them.
You said DOT?
no, they don't get them, not the street signs.
DOT.
They order them from the sign shops, I remember, Tawana probably knows where we get them from, but
If the DOT right away, they order those.
No,
Not-
they
Yeah,
don't
we
do
do
the
that, but the rest of them city orders.
Do order the signs.
We don't know,
We
Tim
don't
was
know, cause
supposed to
Tim
order
was
them.
supposed to handle that, so
Okay,
we
I
don't
don't know
know,
if they're-
we'll just
I
have to
don't
check on it.
Okay, well, they need to be checked on because these signs they terrible.
Do you have a list of the signs? Of
I
the
do
streets
somewhere
that
at
need?
home. I'll try and remember to bring them at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
cause I had all the lists, I turned them in 2 different times.
Who you turning me into?
This is superintendent when he was working here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Next we have finance.
The one, is there any way I need to get the, account numbers on the checking accounts, how many we have?
Yeah, you might not have been here when we gave those out, when we redid all of them. We had passed the list out of all. Cause everybody was assigned to different accounts.
From there, when we had to sign.
Yeah, we were.
Just give them a copy, we can get your
Just no
copy.
problem at all.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, next we have water and sewer. It's a big tab
Yeah, we discussed a lot of it with Tim,
with Tim.
but, I went over and looked at that Smith Street lift station, I think they worked on it all
Oh,
night,
Let me give
and they
you an
finally
update.
got a pump
Yeah,
to start pumping.
so this weekend, we really had, an issue with the lift station on Smith Street. That is the lift station that we have, applied, for, it went up under water. So we applied for, that we did a claim to get that fixed. In the meantime, right now, I don't know what's the status on that claim, because it's very imperative that we move forward with that claim. Yes, we need to move forward, because on this weekend, the vacuum, I think it was a vacuum that went out. And so, I called Kyle, and, EIC came in, and they actually, had to go on the other side of Athens, or go to Athens to get, Georgia Rural Water is giving us a pump. Gave us a pump for right now, but they had to go away to Athens to get it. So they worked so diligently all night long till, 5 o'clock that morning, and called me and, let me know that it was finished working on it. So they have a bypass pump right now. We praying that it lasts until we can get the pump that's needed over there at the lift station. Do you have an update on the claim?
Yeah, the, last thing they sent us, we needed 2 more, quotes, and Tim Ingram's gonna help me acquire those.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
so that's what we're waiting on, I'll tell them to get to them as soon as possible.
Yes, so right now the guys, is at the point where the guys have to go over there and check it to make sure the diesel is not low, and they're able to see the scales as if it needs diesel, so it's running by diesel, so they're having to go out there and check it pretty regular, just to make sure. But, yeah, it was a doozy on this weekend, with that, but they got it up and running, and everybody, Tim Ingram's been notified, he knows about it, and, we did the report and everything, so all is good right now, we're just waiting on this claim to go through so that we can get this fixed.
You said you were waiting on 2 additional quotes?
Two
We have
additional,
3, the insurance company requires 3, we only got 1. But he has the contacts, and he will reach out to him, cause he knows, what to tell him that we need. I don't know anything about sewage pumping stations, so he
Okay,
will,
so
he's a
he-
city engineer, so he
yeah.
will know what to.
so you think he's gonna do it within this week?
He's trying his best to
Okay.
get them out, we're gonna
Yeah.
use, you try to pull in your locals because they're cheaper sometimes, so he's going to Sellers. And I think he said the, Shockley, that's already here doing the other CDBG projects would be 2 excellent ones. So he has the contacts, so he said he'd be glad to help with that.
Oh, okay. So just announce, let's let Chief, make that announcement. No,
Yeah, just let y'all know the new police car will be here tomorrow, gotta go pick it up. It's down in Hayhire, just finally got outfitted, got loaded up, radio and all that stuff put in it. Also generator, I'm waiting on the gas main, for them to put the gas main meter in. They brought the wrong meter down. They was under the assumption that, gas mains, the meters run in inches. Excuse me, it runs in, what do they call it, pounds. And they just got the wrong meter, so now they gotta go do the whole paperwork again through the gas company to put it the other way it's supposed to be.
okay.
Yeah, inches of water column,
Was it?
pounds of, it's either inches of water column or pounds.
That's it.
Depending on the size of the meter.
Okay. So that's in on water and sewer,
Yeah, that's it.
that's it. Next we have capital projects.
I got nothing to report at this time.
Okay, well, I will, update you all on, I didn't have this here. As far as the library that's going forth, I talked with the adjuster and, service masters. And, instead of the 15,000 that we were supposed to give back, it's 8,000, they had an error on it. So they just updated and corrected it, so I'll just give you all a copy of that.
Any status on the fire truck?
Oh, the fire truck, the new fire truck, did you get the email about, the tanker truck they've sent is that a bill of sale, or is that it's some information that we gotta send back as far as the, W-9 and the,
I haven't seen that yet, I
Yeah,
guess,
he
well,
just-
he may have sent something after I checked my email, but he said maybe by the end of this month it will be ready.
it'll be ready,
And I know Nathan was working on getting paperwork so we could be ready and waiting,
exactly.
so it wouldn't hold it up any longer.
Other than that, did anybody else have anything else? Or something that I may be missing? All right, we'll move right on, with our public comments. We have Ms. Lauren Efford, Eford, Miss Lauren Eford, and, Miss Lauren, can you stand up and tell what we got going?
So basically I'm on business. I've been doing it for about a year now, and I'm pretty sure some of you may know who I am, and who my sister is.
I'm sorry, I missed that first.
I said, I own my own business,
Okay.
so I just set up a warehouse over in Irvington, but I've been running my business out of Gordon since March of last year. I wanted to kind of take use of the public park here and provide to the community and the community businesses the access to be able to do like a vendor setup here. That's pretty much what it is. We're gonna have vendors from pretty much out of state, people coming from out of state. I feel like it'd be really good for the community here. I feel like it'd be really good to have that support for the businesses within our community as well, so.
And also Miss Lauren, I did notify Miss Lauren and let her know that our bathrooms are down, so she's gonna
And so we're
provide.
gonna provide porta potties. We've gotten all of our correct permits and everything like that. I know that there's no electricity there. I also know that there's no water there, which all of my vendors and people that are coming are aware of. Any questions?
So you're just having vendors?
It's just vendors. There may be a DJ there. It's really just gonna be like kind of like a festival, I don't want to say, but not like, we're not gonna have bouncy houses or anything like that. I just didn't want that on, even though it's a public place, I didn't want to have to deal with that on my business insurance, so didn't want to have to deal with that in case somebody gets out there and breaks their arm or something. So.
I mean, what is this? Is it a one-time?
Well, I
What
would
is-
love
I don't
to do
understand.
it every year, honestly. It's really just our first one. As a small business owner myself, I've been pushed away from a lot of vendor events because people tell me that I'm too much competition, or somebody has already applied that does the same type of business that I do. So me doing this, I would love to do it yearly if that is an option for the city here.
Is there no way you can provide us in the documentation to provide more clarity as to what it is
Yeah, I
that you're
provided
doing?
her with the event flyer, but other than that, that's all I have.
And I can make a copy and give it to you.
Okay.
What type of vendor is it? I mean, like. you
There's
sell
gonna be
fast
food vendors, craft vendors, people that do t-shirts, people that do lemonade,
Arts and crafts.
pretty much.
Okay.
Just like Main Street does out here. But I'm not saying this to down anybody's business, but I'm just saying ours is gonna be really, really big. So I want the city to be prepared for that. I am prepared for it as a business owner and to be able to run my business professionally, but I just don't want to hear like backlash from the city or something if parking becomes an issue, because I know that it will.
When we have the parking area that they get ready to walk on the track, you can't walk,
Yes, ma'am, and that's
keep
okay.
anybody from the.
Yes,
park.
ma'am. No, ma'am. We don't
Yeah.
intend on keeping anybody from the
Yeah.
park. But parking is going to become an issue. I'm just letting that fairly be known for sure. Because it's not an event. I do know there's people taking flights and everything to come because all of my family is going to be there. They're all going to want to take pictures and things like that. So I know that people are going to come and stay for a couple of hours. So just on that street, I just need to kind of know as a business owner, and so that I can tell these people that are coming if it's okay to have parking issues, I guess, per se. There's not a lot of parking there at the
Why would
park.
you think it'll be parking issue when you have that big old?
The big field we're gonna use to set, there's 60 vendors coming. So we would need that field to set up all of our vendors there.
Talk to that lady, I forgot her name, about parking at about the gunner, spot there. Just
Okay.
right there.
Okay, thank you.
And then I get with Mr. Bruce Pitts, he owns all that land next to it. I'm
Okay.
quite sure it won't be an issue.
Yeah, that would be wonderful, because I, like I said, I just wanna be very transparent. The parking is gonna become an issue very quickly.
What about, security? There's somebody,
So
Anthony, pull
I
up
am
the
going
vehicles.
to, my plan is this week to talk to Richard Chapman. I am going to pay personally myself out of my business for police presence there. I'm also going to have my personal security with me as well, just in case things kind of get crazy. But other than that, I do intend on having police presence there just because this event is, I'm looking at roughly around 2,000 to 3,000 people, so.
So you have somebody there for parking vehicles and stuff? to get
Yes,
people
sir.
parked?
We have a whole group assigned for, to be able to put the vendors up and all of that.
What kind of hours?
I'm looking at 9 to 5.
Okay, now, I still have a question. I'm
Okay.
not in opposition to it, but to me, why go?
Because I'm from here.
Okay,
I've been based here. I just don't feel like, well, originally I'm from McIntyre, but McIntyre don't have nowhere for me to put it. So I just figured if I'm from Gordon, why not promote Gordon?
I mean, do you have any history of any shows that you put on elsewhere?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I would really like to see some more information.
Okay. What kind of information?
I mean, I don't know, like you're saying, put on festivals and things like this. It's kind of vague to me.
Well, I mean, just like Main Street sets up their Main Street Festival, that's what I want to do.
Yes.
Just mine.
I definitely understand when you say mine, but you have to see, in order to properly promote the industry as a whole, you want to make sure there's no conflict.
What do you mean?
In terms of like going Main Street functions and tasks they may have going on, and I know in the city we need a whole lot more entertainment, no doubt about it.
100%.
Uh,
Well, I made sure none of the other businesses were doing any events around that time.
Nope.
Main Street did just post up an event that they were doing on June 1st, but I just found out about that.
Okay, now when you say that time, there again, when is your
June 15th.
June 15th?
It's in a month. Less than a month.
9 to 5.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? I'm just curious where you gonna put 3,000.
We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out, Miss Barbara. We're gonna figure it out. I don't intend on everyone really staying the whole 9 to 5 hours. I assume they would do just like they would with Main Street. They'd come and get their things, do what they want to do, and then they're out. It's gonna be June 15th. It is going to be hot outside. So I don't imagine that anybody's gonna be like truly hanging out for hours upon hours. I'm not gonna say that there isn't going to be people that do that, but I doubt that 3,000 people will be there from 9 to 5. But I'm just saying throughout the day, I expect that many, if not more.
Going on to the day between, he was asking about the ballpark, it's jointly owned between the city and the county.
Yes, ma'am.
That would have to be applied for through the county, the
Okay.
operation department.
I was
Which
just
is there's more
thinking,
room.
yeah, y'all
Yeah.
got parking out there, there's power, there's bathrooms,
Yeah.
there's water, you know, and I was just
Maybe
trying to think of
Right.
something to be a little,
Trust me, I thought of it all. I thought of it all.
you know, that might be a little bit more in line with what, and there's plenty of room to set up vendors everywhere.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm like Ms. Powell, I'd like to hear a little bit more about it, so that I know what I'm looking at.
Yes, sir.
But it sounds like an okay thing.
Yeah, I'd like more information, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
It's kind of, to me,
I just need to know kind of what more information y'all are looking for, like a
I'd like to see
flyer
some
or.
literature. I don't know how you can forecast if you got 2,000 people, 3,000 people coming. Seems like to me there should be some literature of their past success.
Well, being who I am is my success.
Who are you? I don't even know.
My little sister is Honey Boo Boo. I'm Pumpkin.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Sorry. I wasn't really trying to bring that up. So. But yeah, my reputation kind of like for events speaks for itself. So I don't really, when you say you want more, I don't know what more you really want me to give you.
So you've had these before in the
Yes, sir.
past? Do you have
They've
any,
been televised, which
Did you-
this event could possibly be that. I'm not 100% sure yet.
do you have any, from your previous festivals, how many in attendance, what kind of, vendors did you have at those, what kind of projected sales of the
Okay.
vendors, you know, stuff like that, just to,
Do you have it on they Google?
I mean, yeah, y'all could go on Google right now and look up our meet and greets and things like that, so
Okay.
usually,
Okay.
I think it'd be good
Yeah.
publicity for the board.
Yeah,
that's what I think, but,
all right. Thank you, Ms. Efford.
thank you so much.
All right. All right. Our next council meeting is gonna be June the 3rd, 2024.
Before we adjourn, I'm sorry, Reverend Matt, he wanted to know, can he use the green? I think it's first week. Reverend Matt wanna use the green, I think the first weekend of June. Is what he said, I said, I can ask him.
Shallow church.
Yeah, he's the pastor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Reverend Matt. I told my ex-council, mayor and council.
Well, he need to come and step on.
The first week of June.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You know what we doing, yeah. First, yeah, he,
Tell him, go ask this up.
yeah, he gonna have to come and tell what he,
Okay.
Yeah, he need to come to
did he
the
say
council.
that?
I'm sorry, but I'm still confused. Did we properly bring, an address to Ms. Eford's request?
Okay.
I mean, is it just,
Who gave the permission? It's for her to use the city park, that's what we wanna know, you know, we had, this first time I heard about it.
Well, I mean, everybody else is using it, so how can we tell her she can't use it?
No,
Everybody
I'm
else is
saying,
using
we
it.
not telling her that she can't use it. I
Miss,
just
Miss,
said
if
that-
I'll sum that up right now. Miss Eford contacted me.
Yes, ma'am.
And she said, we was just back in going
Yes,
back
ma'am.
and forth with the conversation. She wanted to initially use the MLK Park, and I told her, no, you can't do the MLK Park because that's, we only have certain events there,
Yes, ma'am.
that they're leasing it to us for. And at the time, I told her, well, if you're having something, you can do it at the Gordon Park.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
That's
all.
open. So that's how it started.
okay,
So, yeah.
alright, so.
Okay.
I will use.
So that, I'm good to have it?
What do you all say?
All right with me.
Can't tell her no, I mean,
Okay.
everybody else uses it, so.
Y'all have a good
Good luck.
day.
Thank you.
I make the motion that we adjourn.
I said.
All in favor by saying aye?
Discussion.
All in favor by saying no.